Thunder Rosa, how does it feel after performing with your son today here at Midsommar, Republic of Lucha?
Well, I was definitely the trainer in the corner with my son. This is his fourth match, and it was a very big challenge because, as you guys know, like a lot of the times when you're training like new trainees, you try to have them practice their stuff before, get in the ring so everything goes smoothly. Today was a challenge for him. He's never done lucha style matches, so we are going back to the scoring board and seeing what we both have to do in terms of training. So I'm very proud of him. I think he holds his own, and I'm very, very proud of him.
And you're La Mera Mera de AEW right now. Your match with Britt Baker for This Week in Pro Wrestling was the #1 match of 2021. And that doesn't happen that often where we have a strong Latina female in wrestling. We haven't seen it in many other wrestling promotions. What is it and why is it so important for the representation of Latinos, not only in pro wrestling, but in general?
I think it is very important that people start to understand that times are changing and that Latinos are being represented in a different way than 20, 30 years ago. And I think for me, and specifically as a Latina who's bilingual, who was born in Mexico, it's a challenge every day because you have to make sure that you are being understood the right way, right? Because sometimes they're like, es que es muy apasionada, se enoja muy rápido. It's not that we're super passionate or we get mad all the time. It's just like, depending on where you're coming from, right? Our levels of voice change, and some people can take it that way. But I think in this particular situation, I don't think America has seen a woman of color like me with a face painted and always representing Latinos in such a unique way, right?
And that's the one thing my sister took from it. I take from it. I was so proud to see the first with mariachis. The first time I ever seen that in my life. Like, I remember growing up with Tito Santana, and that's all I saw. And now to see you, Benta, Ray Phoenix, my good friend Samurai del Sol, to see you guys really represent really means a lot to not only us, but to the community as well. One thing we do got to talk about, though, was yesterday's AAA. Taya, calling you out.
Yeah, she called me out.
Is it gonna? Because
like I said, it's not up to me. If it's up to me, I'll be like, yeah, I'll just take the next fling over there. I mean, Taya and I, we are no strangers with each other. We wrestle each other many, many times, and we worked in Lucha Underground prior to this. And she's definitely one of those women that was in the same shoes that I was when she started in Mexico. She's Canadian, and she made a name for herself in Mexico. And now I was very surprised that she called me out. I was watching Triple Mania here in the Republic of Lucha, and I was like, excuse me, what? What's going on? Like, my husband called me, did you know that Taya just called you out? I was like, yes, I just noticed that. So if the opportunity is given, I think it would be very, very good for like another Forbidden Door, right? I'm part of the original Forbidden Door in AEW when I came from NWA, and I wrestle another champion, and I think it would be something awesome for us to do. Like I said, I'm no stranger to challenges, and this is another challenge. And for me, knowing that yesterday, I want to train harder and I want to get in better conditioning so when I go to Mexico City, like, the altitude is not going to affect me, and I'm going to come in the best shape ever in my life, because again, I'm coming representing a lot of people that they don't feel represented in a long time, and I think I have that opportunity, and I take it to heart all the time when I step in the ring.
Awesome. One last question: next week's Forbidden Door, in Chicago. You're facing Toni Storm.
Yes.
Somebody who literally her career has actually took off after leaving the big system. How do you go into a match like that with such a great opponent?
I am focusing this week on watching a lot of her matches and seeing, her offense, her defense, her movement and everything, because I think it is very important that moving on forward as a champion, and just taking it like when you're in a fight, like knowing your opponent better than you know yourself. So in any case that she brings any offense to me, I know how to defend myself and how to create a strategy to win this match. I think it's a very important match, not only because I am defending the championship, but also because we are the only female match on the card, and we have to represent women's wrestling in the best way possible.
And thank you so much for stopping with us. We really appreciate it. I've been waiting for a year to talk to you, to be able to really just one of the best wrestlers and one of the best matches of last year. If you had a choice between any promotion and there was no walls and you'd be able to do it, who would you want to face in a...
I always have a very high regard for Miko Satamura. I met her in Japan when I was out there, and I remember I was still a rookie, and for me to meet her and watch her live, it was such a treat, and it was such a learning experience that if I had an opportunity before she retires and before I retire, I would like to have one of my matches as a retirement tour with her. She's amazing, and she's such a noble and humble person.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. And we look forward to talking with you again soon on This Week in Pro Wrestling. So stay tuned. We have next week is the match. Thunder Rosa, Tony Storm. We're not saying who we're pulling for, but...
He's pulling for Tony Storm.
No, I'm not pulling for Tony Storm. I'm not giving up my Mexican card for... we're keeping with Thunder Rosa. You're going to win. But thank you so much for stopping with us. Thank you.